mirá, bobo. Anda para allá, bobo.
Bienvenidos muchachos de nuevo al canal SoFlo Soccer. Welcome everybody in, muchachos. Welcome back to the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt. This is going to be a bilingual stream about Argentina for this international window. I haven't really done one of these in a really long time, but I thought it was only right to do a bilingual stream so that everybody from both languages, todos los argentinos, todos los americanos que no saben inglés o que no... o que hablen inglés o hablen español pueden entender. So, voy a hablar en los dos idiomas y voy a hacer lo mejor que puedo para relatar la información a ustedes. I'm going to try my very best to give you guys all the best info in both English and Spanish so that everybody can understand, everybody can enjoy, and we can have a lot of fun. So, I'm excited, guys. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite times of the year, the international break. Esto es uno de los mejores, si no el mejor momento para mí del año, del calendario, cuando juega la selección argentina. A mí me encanta hablar de la selección, mirar la selección, es todo. Es lo mejor. Now, especially more than ever now during the summertime, I think the summertime is honestly probably the best time of the year, especially for all football fans. And we have a lot to talk about today. We have suspensions. We're going to talk about injuries. We're going to talk about player updates, team updates, and we'll talk a little bit about the game against Chile. We'll talk about what happened last time out against with Argentina in the last qualifier games that they've played, and then we'll just kind of go through the motion. We'll talk about updates on Messi because there's a little bit of news about Messi or just some, I guess, worries or speculation. Pero como yo dije, vamos a hablar de todo hoy. Vamos a hablar de suspensiones, vamos a hablar de lesiones de los jugadores, vamos a hablar del equipo, del partido contra Chile. Vamos a hablar un poquito de Messi, porque obviamente todo el mundo quiere saber lo que está pasando con Messi. Pero también vamos a hablar mucho de los juveniles que ahora que ahora están en el equipo por la primera vez o que no jugaron mucho, ganaron muchos minutos. Vamos a hablar de ellos también. Let's talk about it first. First, let's add everybody in the chat. We got Pablo in the chat saying, Vamos Argentina. Yeah, bro. Vamos Argentina. Bert Miranda's in the chat as well. We need Franco Mastaduono. We're going to talk about him as well. But before we talk about the actual players and the players that we have now, I'm going to show you guys who is actually called up and who's actually in training. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last time with Argentina. If you guys don't remember, the last time that Argentina played was back in March. I was in a completely different setting. I was out of town, and they played against Uruguay and they played against Brazil. Two big rivalry games. Both were won. Both games were won, and both games were played without Messi, which is amazing. We got to see all of the essential returners come back. We got to see players like Diego Almada. We got to see players like Giuliano Simeone, Nico Paz, Medina, and all those guys. Lo que yo dije, lo que pasó la última vez con la selección, jugaron en marzo contra Uruguay y Brasil. Son dos partidos grandes, son clásicos, ponele, para decir algo. Y ganamos los dos partidos y ganamos los partidos sin Messi. Vimos a todos los jugadores, viste, regulares. A Enzo, a McAllister, al Divo, a Otamendi, a Romero, etc. También vimos jugadores que no recibieron tantos minutos o muchos minutos para la selección, como Diego Almada, como Giuliano Simeone, Nico Paz, lo vimos a Facundo Medina. Y ahora estamos preparando, y ahora ellos volvieron, o la mayoría de esos jugadores volvieron esta vez para jugar contra Chile y Colombia. Vamos a hablar de ellos también. And so, yeah, a lot of those guys that were called up last time are with us again, with a couple of exceptions. Like I said, we're gonna get into the list. I'm gonna show you guys the list right now, and see like who's here and who's not. And we're missing quite a few. We're missing quite a lot of players. But this is the list right here, of all the team or all the players that have been called up and that are training with the squad right now. Estos son los jugadores que están con la selección hoy mismo. We have Lautaro Martínez, Messi, Nico González, Álvarez, Matastuono, Ángel Correa, Simeone, Thiago Almada, Palacios, Lo Celso, Enzo Fernández, Rodrigo de Paul, Leandro Paredes, Nico Paz, Enzo Barenechea, I can never say his name right, Juan Foyce, Facundo Medina, Kevin Lo Mónaco, Mariano Troilo, Valentín Barco, Tagliafico, Otamendi, Romero, Valerdi, Molina, Benítez Rulli y el Dibu Martínez. We're missing quite a few players, guys. We're missing quite a few players. Obviously, as you can tell just based on the list, if you guys really pay attention to the national team, or if you guys have noticed from last time out, we have a lot of, or a couple at least, you could say, new players like Troilo, like Baranechia, like Mastantuono. So we have a couple of new guys, younger guys that we haven't really seen played, and it's very exciting. But let's talk about the guys who's not going to be available first, because those are going to be huge losses. I mean, automatically we don't see McAllister. McAllister obviamente no está disponible. Va a haber muchos jugadores que no va a estar disponibles para mañana por lesiones, por suspensiones, y McAllister es uno. McAllister es uno por lesión que recibió durante el tiempo con Liverpool. Se quedó fuera y se quedó ahí para no. Porque, why risk him? Why would you risk somebody like McAllister when these games have really, not that they don't have any significance, but we really don't need to risk any players, and it doesn't really make any sense to bring players or our top players who are already injured just to kind of have them at the team. It doesn't make any sense, but McAllister is out. Nico Otamendi is out for suspensions. Nico Gonzalez también is also suspended. We have Giovanni Lo Celso, who is injured. We have Lautaro Martinez, who is also injured. We have, who else do we have? Lionel Messi. No sabemos si Lionel Messi va a jugar, pero porque dice que, estaba hablando Scaloni con Messi y hablaban de no sé qué, pero supuestamente que no sabe todavía si está fully fit, like si puedo jugar los 90 minutos o puedo jugar un partido completo, no saben todavía. Dice que Scaloni no sabe quién van a ser los titulares en general, so que todavía tiene que ver cómo están entrenando, y después del entrenamiento de ahí va a elegir los titulares. But like I said, Messi, we don't know. Scaloni said that he is unsure of how fit Messi really is and doesn't know if he's going to be playing tomorrow, if he's going to be playing against Colombia. If you were to ask me, en mi opinión, yo creo que Messi no va a jugar mañana contra Chile. Yo pienso que él va a jugar contra Colombia, pero eso es mi opinión. I personally believe, in my opinion, that Messi, at least if you were to ask me, I don't think Messi is going to play tomorrow. I think he'll play against Colombia at home, because they are in Chile right now. But I think Messi's going to be rested and be available against Colombia. That is my opinion, and that is what I would do if I was Scaloni. I wouldn't play him against Chile, and I would play him against Colombia instead. With the other guys like Otamendi, with McAllister, with Lo Celso, with Nico Gonzalez, we have those, and Enzo Fernandez tampoco. He's also suspended, I'm pretty sure. We have a lot. I think I have a whole list. Hold on. Hey, let me show you guys this list. Esto es la lista de todos los jugadores que no va a estar disponible mañana. Enzo Fernández, Paredes. I didn't even say Paredes. Paredes, McAllister, Lo Celso, Nico Gonzalez, Nicolas Otamendi. That's a lot of players, and the majority of them are midfielders. The majority of them are our starting players, our big name players, and this is gonna be very interesting. So Scaloni has a very difficult job this week in selecting what could be the starting 11, because no Nicolas Otamendi, being one of the captains of the team, being a very, very good defender, he's not going to be selected. For the midfield, with like I said, no Alexis, no Enzo, no Paredes, no Lo Celso. That's 4 midfielders that we're losing. Todavía, esos son 4 mediocampistas que no vamos a tener disponible para mañana. Son todos suspendidos, y Lo Celso McAllister y Lo Celso, los dos tienen lesiones, pero son 4 mediocampistas que no vamos a tener para mañana. Y eso es muy jodido. Todavía tenemos a Ciclo Palacios, tenemos a a Nico Paz, tenemos a Thiago Almada que puede jugar ahí también. Todavía tenemos jugadores que pueden jugar en esas posiciones, pero son jóvenes y y son jóvenes o no tienen mucha experiencia con la selección. So it's going to be very difficult. Like I said, we do have Nico Paz, we have Palacios, we have Baranechia, I think, and Thiago Almada, who can also play there as well. Those guys are great players. Those are young players, but they don't have experience with the national team. So it's going to be very interesting to see them being implemented into this team. I'm honestly very, very excited to see them get some minutes because that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen because honestly, we don't got anybody. We don't got any midfielders. So this is going to be very interesting. Pablo says, Diario Ole is saying that Nico Paz is starting. Yes. So Diario Ole, I have it actually pulled up here, right here. Justin, Nico Paz will start against Chile tomorrow. This is very exciting. Esto, para mí, tenemos que estar muy contento con esto porque podemos saberlo a Nico Paz, alguien que está jugando muy bien para el Como, que también que tiene contrato con Madrid, que es un buen jugador y para él seguramente tiene un futuro con la selección. Y para verlo a él con no sé quién va a ser el otro mediocampista, pero para verlo a él jugar con la selección por for like 90 minutes por un partido completo, for dos partidos completos, me imagino, or at least what we think, because he's probably going to be available for tomorrow, and then maybe on, even if he does well, he'll probably be available against Colombia too. So that's going to be very, very exciting to see how he develops, how he performs, how he presents himself and shows himself to the national team, to Scaloni and to us. Una pregunta, sabemos que Argentina usa el campo de entrenamiento del Inter Miami, chance que vemos a ver ese camisa con... Yeah, I know. They use yeah, so ellos sí usan el campo del Inter Miami para los entrenamientos. No lo están usando ahora, o me imagino que con el Mundial el año que viene, me imagino que van a estar ahí. Ojalá que yo pueda tener la oportunidad de conseguir unos, vistes, eh, what is it? Autógrafos, hopefully. Pero, porque esta es la camiseta de Di María. Ahí, por acá tengo la camiseta de Messi del Mundial 2022. De verdad que lo quiero que lo firmen, porque eso va a ser un sueño, si puede pasar. Fui una vez cuando estaban acá, una historia bien rápido. Cuando estaban acá la selección en el entrenamiento o en el campo del Inter Miami, yo fui con mi hermano con el, con el pensamiento que iban a venir o iban a parar y hacer un poco de firmas antes de ir al bus y irse a no sé dónde. Pero al final no salieron. O they were like, they got directly on the bus. They didn't come and say hi. They didn't come and like sign anything. Their media people came out and like started recording us. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any signatures. Like when I actually went to the Inter Miami training facility and like I sat there and I waited. We waited for like maybe 2 hours. It was like a while. I think it was 2 hours. I don't know. It could have been more. But me and my brother were waiting there with like a whole bunch of people, and I think we were there for like 2 hours, and they never came out. So hopefully my luck changes next year. I really, really, really want to get signatures. I want like if I don't like tattoos, I would never get a tattoo. But if I can get Messi to sign my arm, or like if I get Messi to sign my left arm or my right arm, um, I'm gonna get a tattoo of it. So like 1000%. But yeah, hopefully my luck changes this next year. Let's see. Chile is the last place. Anyway, they can experiment. Exactly. So Chile, with all due respect to Chile are not really the toughest of competitions in recent years. Unfortunately, they have dropped off. Excuse me, since what is it, the probably 18 World Cup, or even before that in the Copa Americas. They've been kind of down for a while now, which is unfortunate for them. But So, I mean, like, we could definitely take this time to experiment. I mean, Chile are really fighting because they still technically have a chance to qualify for the World Cup. I believe they're on 10 points, bottom of the table, 10 points. But I mean, like, it cuts so close, and there's so many CONMEBOL teams that qualify for the World Cup. They still have a chance to qualify, so they are going to try their very, very best and give it their all and try to get go for the win. Because at the end of the day, every at this point, now there's only 4 games left. Every point matters for them, and so it's going to be very, very important. Pero como yo dije, Chile no son en los mejores estados ahora o hace un par de años que, que son buenos o que juegan bien. Yo creo que del Mundial anterior, en 2018 o más antes en la Copa América, pero todavía son fuertes, todavía tienen mucha pasión y van a querer a ganar mañana y jugar duro y bruto y van a querer ganar porque todavía están vivos, todavía no están afuera todavía. Todavía puede calificar para el Mundial y van a querer hacer eso mañana contra Argentina y porque yo pienso que también que sabe que Argentina va a descansar uno de los jugadores, esos saben que no vamos a tener mucho jugador disponible para mañana, so van a tomar ventaja de eso también. So we're gonna see, we'll see how Chile perform tomorrow. We'll see how the game goes, but I obviously rate our chances very, very highly. Um, Hola, Matt. Vamos, Argentina, carajo. Pablo says, hot take. Messi will not start tomorrow, but will play next week at home versus Colombia. Chile is already out of the World Cup, and their style is very physical. Yeah, so no, I agree on the Messi take. If that was me, I would start Messi or I would bench Messi tomorrow. I would start him against Colombia, especially if he's not like fully fit. It doesn't really make any sense for you to risk Messi against Chile in Chile. It would just it just wouldn't make any sense, right? It wouldn't make sense to risk anybody, to be honest, at this point. This would be the best opportunity, the best time for Lionel Scaloni to experiment a little bit and see what he can do and kind of continue to build team chemistry and format and build the team for next year and try to get an 11 going. Pero como dijo, going back to Pablo's comment earlier, Nico Paz will be starting tomorrow. Eso está confirmado, lo dijo Darío Olé, que Nico Paz va a ser titular mañana. Y con eso, al lado de él, yo pienso que va a ser Ezequiel Palacios. I think that Palacios is going to start next to Nico Paz in the midfield. That's what I believe. I always rated Palacios very, very highly. What was it, back last year or 2 years ago when he won was it last year? I think it was last year. Last year when Palacios won the what is it, the league in the Bundesliga for the first time with Leverkusen. I thought that he was definitely one of the better players, if not one of the best players or best midfielders in the world at that time. And he was barely getting any minutes for the national team. Instead, it was continued to be Enzo, McAllister, Paredes, De Paul, and Palacios wouldn't get any minutes. But now that the majority of those guys are going to be gone, it's looking that Palacios is going to be getting some minutes tomorrow. At least I hope. I really, really, really hope that he can get some minutes because I really rated him highly as a player. And if we can see him tomorrow, then I think that'd be fantastic for him, and I think it'd be fantastic for the team. Como yo dije, yo pienso que Palacio va a ser titular al lado de Nico Paz. Yo siempre pensé que Palacios era uno de los mejores mediocampistas en el mundo cuando ganó el campeonato con Bayer Leverkusen en la Bundesliga. Y en ese tiempo yo pensé que era uno de los mejores mediocampistas en el mundo, pero nunca, no es que nunca, pero no ganaba muchos minutos con la selección. Siempre jugaba Enzo, siempre jugaba McAllister, De Paul, etcétera, y nunca le dieron. Siempre, a veces venía, viste, entraba del banco, pero no ganaba muchos minutos, no jugó muchos minutos. Pero ahora que no va a estar la mayoría de estos jugadores, McAllister, Lo Celso, Enzo. él puede tener esa oportunidad mañana y el contra Colombia creo que el martes van a jugar. So, ojalá que todo va bien con Palacio, ojalá que él pueda jugar, él puede ganar más minutos, que pueda jugar bien y que pueda mostrar a Scaloni y a nosotros, la hincha, que, que tiene un, que tiene un lugar en este equipo, que puede pelear por su posición en este equipo, porque, like I said, he's a very, very good player. An amazing player. Un gran jugador, un crack. Y me parece mejor que Messi jugar jugar contra Chile el martes. El, de- el desgaste del calor de Barranquilla es fuerte y 4 días después tiene a Club World Cup. Claro, claro, claro. Ok, sí, no, de verdad que no pensé del Mundial de Clubes. em, y tener razón con el calor en Barranquilla. Pero para mí lo puedo aguantar, porque en Miami, imagínate, acá es más o menos, no es que es más o menos lo mismo, pero es lo mismo, un calor es calor. Para mí ya está acostumbrado con el calor Messi, con- siendo estar acá mucho, casi 2 años ahora, o más de 2 años, ya se acostumbró del calor, para mí, maybe. Ganamos 2-0 mañana, dice Sebastián. I'm really confident in Argentina win, especially now that Bravo's retired and he always turned up versus Argentina. But yeah, Bravo was an animal back in a couple years ago. Bravo was different, and I'm honestly not really too sure. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really too sure how Chile is gonna be lining up. I mean, I don't see them as threatening, but that's why I said I'm very excited to see how they show up tomorrow because I'm not too familiar with the Chilean team nowadays. I'm pretty sure there's still a couple of familiar faces, um, but in terms of new players that they're bringing in or players that I've never seen or heard before, it's going to be very interesting. Since I predicted the 2022 World Cup final and how the scores would be, I predict that Argentina will be in the final against Brazil, and they have Ancelotti, so I predict a 2-1 victory for Argentina. This sucks. I never got the notification and I thought you started at 6:30. Nah, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it, Circus. I appreciate you for being here, though. But so, bueno, those are the players that are not going to be playing tomorrow, and most likely the two midfield pairing is going to be Nico and Palacios, and but I think what would really really be awesome. I really want to talk about Mastantuono. I really want to talk about Baranechia. I want to talk about Kevin Lamonaco. I want to talk about Troilo. I want to talk about those guys. Two of them are defenders. Two of them are like midfielders, attackers. Let's talk about Mastantuono first, because Mastantuono is the one that everybody's familiar with, the kid from River Plate. Um, this kid has been getting a lot of attraction from big clubs like PSG, like Real Madrid, as you guys know. And it actually came out recently confirmed, and we're going to watch a clip of it. It came out confirmed uh, by um, by Fabrizio Romano that essentially that he's going to be going to Real Madrid, which I always knew. Like it was always between PSG and Real Madrid, and everybody said he was going to go to PSG. But I'm like, bro, if Real Madrid are in the race and they're serious about it, then he's going to go to Real Madrid. But let's watch the clip of Fabrizio Romano talking. He's speaking in Spanish, so I'm going to let him talk in Spanish, and then we'll talk about it in English. Como yo dije, vamos a hablar de Mastantuono, el interés del PSG y el Real Madrid. Yo pienso que él va al Real Madrid porque si el Real Madrid, si el Real Madrid está en el conversación, todo el mundo siempre van a ganar. Nunca van a ganar los otros equipos. So, para mí va a ir al Real Madrid. Hay acá un video de Fabrizio Romano hablando de ese tema o de this topic. Y lo voy a dejar hablar y después voy a hablar inglés sobre el video, pero está en español. All right, let's go. Boom. Let's pause. Let's do this. Okay. Can you guys hear this? Oh, no. Hold on. 1 minute. Okay.
Argentina con Juni Calafat llamó ayer para entender un poco la situación y hoy el Real Madrid con una misión a Argentina, con Juni Calafat, que está trabajando en el fichaje de Franco Mastantuono. Entonces el Real Madrid se ha metido en esta operación, quiere entrar muy fuerte, entender si hay manera de negociar con el River Plate, porque en los detalles exclusivos que podemos contar hoy aquí en DAZN Transfer es sobre la estructura de la cláusula, que muchas veces decimos, ok, hay cláusula muy fácil. En este caso la cláusula es 45 millones de dólares al River Plate, 10 millones de dólares de impuestos y un porcentaje al jugador y su familia. Entonces, claro, el Real Madrid, así como el PSG, intentan negociarlo, no pagar 60 millones en una solución al club. Esto es lo que está pasando. El PSG trabajando 3 semanas en Franco Mastantuono, intentando venderle un proyecto muy bueno con Luis Enrique, y luego el Real Madrid, que cuando aparece, claro, tiene una fuerza de poquísimos equipos en el mundo. Yo creo que esto ya ha pasado como con Arda Güler, lo hemos contado ayer, como el Madrid puede cambiarlo todo en 5 segundos. Entonces el Madrid está muy fuerte en eso. De lo que me cuentan algunos cerca de Franco Mastantuono, es un sueño para Franco Mastantuono jugar en el Real Madrid. Entonces yo creo que hay buenísimas chances para el Real Madrid de entrar muy fuerte, a ver si lo pueden cerrar, a ver el timing, pero Real Madrid, PSG en esto de Franco Mastantuono.
Fabrizio.
So I mean, it's very interesting, right? So he spoke in English, so we're going to speak, or he spoke in Spanish, so we're going to speak in English now. The interest for Mastantuono and the recent hype for Mastantuono has been absolutely insane. I'm sure like it's all happened very, very quickly. He's always been on the radar for the national team, obviously playing for the youth teams. But now he's gaining the attention of Real Madrid and PSG. And like what Fabrizio said, there's a 45 million euro package with plus a 10 million in add-ons, plus a percentage that will go to Mastantuono and his family. So it's a lot of money. So it's about 60 million euros. And there is obviously Real Madrid is trying to negotiate it, try to bring it down a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, like what Fabrizio said, when Real Madrid are in the race, when Real Madrid are in the conversation, they're always going to be the main interest or the main focus of it. They're always going to find a way. Everyone, or they always just seem to win. They always just seem to win the fights, and it's like not a surprise, right? They're one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest club in the world. Everybody and their mother wishes and dreams of playing for Real Madrid, and if you have to choose between Real Madrid or literally any other club, you would probably go for Real Madrid. Which is great, which is fantastic. I think it's amazing. I think it's I just really hope it's not rushed, because I hate it when I forget how old Mastantuono. I think he's like 17. I think he's turning 18, something like that. I hate it when players like this get rushed to play in these bigger clubs, and then like they ended up flopping. I don't think it's gonna happen with Mastantuono, because I think he'll get the right training. If anything, he'll go out on loan like Güler, and or I think he'll turn up like Güler, right? Like Güler, he showed up well for the national team. He ended up getting minutes for Real Madrid. He does well, etc., etc. I think the same thing is gonna happen with Mastantuono if he's able to fit in and kind of find his way or find his fitting into that Real Madrid team. But we'll see what happens. I think he's gonna go to Real Madrid. PSG are still in conversations, trying to convince him and of the project, and trying to sell him on the project that they have with Luis Enrique. I think this is just all very interesting. And like I said, he's in amazing form with this club, and he's been having that real nice not phase, but like he's been having really nice moments. The biggest one being that free kick against like Boca, and or the goal against Boca. So it's awesome for him. I want to talk about. Yo también quiero hablar más de Mastantuono. Yo quiero hablar de Barrenechea, Kevin Lemonaco, y Troilo. I want to talk about those three guys, because these are guys that a lot of people may not be familiar with. I myself included. I had to do a lot of research on these guys, on how they play, what kind of players they are, etc. And so, because I love doing this kind of stuff. Me encanta hacer estas cosas. Yo me tiene que hacer todo. Yo tenía que buscar, porque yo no estoy. Yo no conozco a estos jugadores, a Barrenechea, a Lo Mónaco, a Troilo. So yo tenía que mirar mucho, leer mucho de estos jugadores, cómo son, cómo juegan, etc. And Barrenechea currently plays for Valencia. He's on loan at Valencia from Aston Villa. He played in the likes of and in Juventus. He played for another club in Italy that I forget off the top of my head. I think it's Friolense or something like that. So he has a lot of European experience. He's a great player, and it was him that he really caught my eye. He's never this is his first for Barrenechea. But Barrenechea never played for the national team before, not even at the youth level. Never played for the national team, and now all of a sudden he got his first ever call up for the national team, which I think is I think says a lot, because if you haven't been playing in the national in the youth teams, and then you get automatically called up to the first team, that really says a lot. But that also makes me question why he hasn't been called up to the youth teams before. So this is probably a kind of like which makes me think that this is probably his first real standout season. Which honestly, he has. He played a lot of minutes. He started in 26 of the 32 games for Valencia this season. 4 of them came off the bench. He didn't play in 2 of them. And he stayed in the team. He stayed in the team despite Valencia having a change in manager, which is always very difficult, because when you do change managers, your place on the team is always really in question. Literally the best example of that is what's happening in Miami. We had to get rid of Grasso, we had to get rid of Robert Taylor and some other players, Campana, etc., etc. So the same would happen with literally any other team. When you get a new manager, there's going to be some changes. Como yo dije, Barrenechea está jugando muy bien para Valencia, que está en un préstamo de Aston Villa, donde juega el Dibu. Él era titular en 26 de 32 partidos, 4 desde el banco, entró del banco, 2 no jugó entero. Y él se quedó en el equipo cuando cambiaron de director técnico, que siempre es muy difícil, porque cuando entra un nuevo director técnico, siempre quiere hacer cambios, que quiere cambiar los planes del equipo, o quiere comprar jugadores nuevos, etc. So, para que él todavía estar en el equipo con un técnico nuevo es muy bueno. Like, it's a really good sign. He plays with a lot of maturity, is what I've noticed from clips that I've seen, from games that I've seen, from what I've read. He plays with a lot of maturity. He's also very aggressive out of possession, which is something that is very good to have for a young player like him. And a young midfielder, because he normally plays, if I remember correctly, he's supposed to be playing in as a DLP, as a deep lying playmaker. So when he plays in the formation with Valencia, so cuando juega para Valencia, él juega como un Busquets, I think it's like a 6 or a 5. Después se mete entre medio de los defensores. Él juega bien, con mucha confianza, con mucha maturity, no sé, I don't know how you say maturity. Muy agresivo y es muy inteligente, es un muy inteligente jugador. Él sabe dónde ir en los espacios, sabe dónde pasar la pelota. Like he'll make nice long balls. He'll know when to switch plays. He'll drop in between defenders and kind of rotate between like a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 kind of style. He does a lot of third man combos, which, like I said, it just shows how great his vision is. So when you put that in Argentina side with, I guess in this case with Nico Paz and let's say Palacios, if we do play the 4-3-3, him playing as a DLP with Palacios and Nico in front of him, it's gonna probably fit very well. And if we do, which I'm gonna get to in a second, but if we do play with somebody like Kevin Lamonaco, who is a very offensive player, like I said, I'll talk about him in a second. I feel like that's gonna suit the team very well, because if Lamonaco is a very offensive-minded player, he likes to push up and get forward. Barrenechea will just take his place at center back. Lamonaco or Kevin can have that freedom and opportunity to push forward and be very threatening, and just honestly be unpredictable for the opposing team. I think that would be absolutely fantastic, and just something to kind of keep in mind, right? A tactic just to keep in mind. Pero yeah, since we're talking about Lamonaco, let me just go straight to him. He's a 23-year-old center back. He's played for the youth team before, for the youth national team. He plays currently for Independiente. He's a very, very consistent player, is from what I can tell. I do have some stats that I have the pulled up about him. Let me get that ready for you guys now as I talk about him. But Kevin Lamonaco is very here. Let me switch here. He's a very consistent player. I mean, like you can just base it solely off these ratings. Very, very consistent player. He's played, what is it, 24 games for Independiente this season. Jugó 24 partidos para Independiente esta semana. Es un defensor, o esta temporada. Es un defensor, es muy ofensivo, o tiene muy ofensivo, muy consistent, o sea, y juega con mucho confianza, con mucho calma. So, viste, if you can just look at the heat map, like you can see, like he as a defender, he's a defender. Remember, he plays center back and he's playing up here. Like his heat map is all the way up here, which is it's just very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting to see this kind of offensive center back. And I think if you were to pair these two together, I think they can complement each other very, very well. Yeah. Most recent game, he got an assist with an 8.0 rating. That was in this game right here against Nacional Potosí. This was in the Conmebol Sudamericana. He got 3 clearances, 2 interceptions, a tackle. He won 5 duels, 97% pass completion, which is insane. He completed 4 out of 6 long balls. He even had 3 shots in the whole game, 1 on target, 1 off target, and 1 was blocked. So this guy gets involved heavily. This was also a very dominant game. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be taking 3 shots in every game that he plays, but he seems like the type of guy to take initiative. He seems like a guy with an amazing mentality in terms of he doesn't really he sounds like a guy that has a very Argentinian mentality, if that makes sense, a very Argentinian mentality. So seeing him being paired with somebody like Barrenechea would be interesting to see, and I would be very excited and interested to see how Lamonaco would be implemented into this team if he were to get some minutes. But I'll talk about it at the end, who I think the final starting 11 could be, in my opinion, tomorrow. Another kid, another young kid is Mariano Triolo. I think I said it right. Here, I have something pulled up about. I don't really have stats about on Triolo, but here, let me make sure I have it. Triolo. But Triolo is a 21-year-old center back from Belgrano. He plays for Belgrano. This is his first ever call-up for the national team. Troilo. Yeah, this is his first ever call-up with the national team. He also never played in the apparently he's never played in the U team. That's kind of crazy. No way. I think this guy did. Oh no, he hasn't. He hasn't played for the national team at all. Troilo here. Let me pull this up here for you guys. Bang and bang. So Mariano Troilo, 21-year-old center back. I think this is 6 foot, 6 something. The 1.94 centimeters. I think that's like 6'4" maybe. I don't know, but he's tall. He's very, very, very tall. If we look down here, he plays for Belgrano. He's played 14 games. One in the Copa Argentina. He scored a goal and assist, about 1,200 total minutes. He does seem like a very confident player. Excuse the ads, guys. I apologize for these ads. But he seems like a very confident player. Like I've said about the others, which is we love to see young guys like this be very, very confident players, right? Like this is always something that you would want to see from young guys. Really, really prove themselves. Really don't care. Or not that they don't care, but you know what I'm saying? Like they just have balls. They just have balls at a very young age. Like this guy being 21 years old. So confident player, very comfortable with the ball at his feet. So he's kind of like a ball playing defender. He has a very tall and lengthy build. Like I said, he's 6'4", I'm pretty sure. So being 6'4", being good with your feet, being quick, confident on the ball, these are traits that describe a very, very good center back. Troilo es un jugador que tiene mucha confianza con la pelota en los pies. Alguien que es 6 pies 4, I don't know, es 1.94, what is it? Metros. I don't know how you say that in, yeah, metros. 1.94 metros. 1.94 metros. Es muy, muy alto. Y para que alguien está alto, que juega con mucha confianza, que juega bien con la pelota en los pies, que tiene bien vision, I don't know how you say vision, que tiene buen vista, I guess, vista del campo, que sabe dónde pasa la pelota, cuándo tiene que subir, cuándo tiene que bajar, y cuando juegan en los tiros libres, él se puede ir en el área y meter un cabezazo en cualquier momento. Todo eso habla de un jugador o un defensor que es muy bueno, like un really, really good defender. All of those traits really talk about and represent an amazing player. And coming from a 21-year-old that plays in Belgrano in the Argentinian league, like that is something insane. Like that's something really, really, really crazy. And pairing him up with El Cuti Romero, I think would be honestly extremely, extremely dominant. And I really hope that we can see this guy play, because I think it would be very exciting as well. It'd be very exciting, very amazing. But like I said, 14 games with Belgrano this season, totaling about 1,200 minutes. If we set up some good set pieces, he's gonna score. He's gonna score a lot. And if he uses that build, that 6'4" build to be strong, if he's quick with it and be able to recover transitionally and or be really good in defensive transition, being a good ball playing defender, and in terms of using his vision to switch plays or just connect passes with the midfield, maybe even switch out with Barrenechea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Vice Rosa says we need giants in this team, easily headbutt the ball into the goal. Yeah, no, I just think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think we should be very excited as argentinos, as fanáticos de Argentina, a ver estos muchachos jóvenes que tienen la oportunidad de jugar bien, o que tienen la oportunidad para jugar para la selección y mostrar a nosotros cómo pueden jugar y que tienen o para pelear por su posición en este equipo. I think like it's very important for them and very exciting to see these young guys fight for a spot for this national team, because in what is a very competitive team, we have a lot of good players, and then when players like McAllister and Enzo and Paredes and Lo Celso, if these guys are not going to be available, we're gonna have to look to somebody. We're gonna have to turn our heads to somebody, and one of these guys could be that guy. So it's really awesome. It's really, really, really awesome. So those are like the three, or that was three. Well, Macedonia, Barrenechea, Kevin, and Mariano. Those are the four players. Esos son los cuatro jugadores que estoy re contento. Y para ver mañana si juegan. No sé si van a jugar, pero yo pienso que sí van a haber algunos minutos. Yo creo que van a jugar en algún momento en el partido, que no sé si van a jugar el partido completo. I did have something that for some reason I can't find all of a sudden now, but I did have something to show you guys. It was another graphic kind of thing, but I can't find it. So I think we're just gonna skip by that and just kind of talk about and we'll just talk about what I think or who I think will play tomorrow. So in terms of who I think will play tomorrow, and then lo que yo pienso va a jugar mañana, bueno, ya confirmaron que Nico Paz va a jugar. Eso es el único jugador que está confirmado a jugar mañana. With that being said, espera que empiezo con la defensa. Empiezo con el arquero, que para mí es obvio que el Dibu Martínez va a jugar sí o sí. Para mí no hay pregunta, no hay duda, no hay duda, no hay pregunta que el Dibu Martínez va a ser el arquero titular de la selección mañana contra Chile. There's no doubt, there's no question about it. El Dibu Martínez is going to be the starting goalkeeper tomorrow against Chile. hands down. No trouble there. Ahora la defensa. La defensa va a ser más complicado, pero yo creo que Tagliafico va a ser titular en la izquierda. I think Nico Tagliafico is going to be the starting left back. I think the right back is going to be Molina. El otro lado va a estar Molina. Para los dos defensores, I think it's going to be Romero. Si va a jugar Romero, va a ser Romero. Y el otro, para mí, puede ser... Si no es la Mónaco, va a ser Valerdi. Porque Valerdi, acordate que Valerdi también está en este equipo. Si no es Kevin, la Mónaco va a ser Valerdi y puede ser que lo vemos el Mónaco a entrar del banco. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Kevin LaMonaco come off the bench in place of Valerdi or whoever or Romero. But I just personally want to see Kevin LaMonaco play. Pero I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Romero and Valerdi are the two center back pairing. So, para la defensa, Nico Tagliafico, Valerdi, Romero y Molina va a ser los cuatro. En el medio campo, yo pienso que para mí, los garantías va a ser Giuliano Simeoni. Está jugando, pero extraordinario con Atlético Madrid. Y no hay preguntas o dudas con eso. I don't think there's any doubt or any question that Giuliano Simeoni has been performing amazingly for Atlético Madrid, and he deserves to start with this national team. And he did well last time out with the national team. He came off the bench against Brazil. He scored the last goal, the fourth goal. So I think he should be starting tomorrow against Chile. Y ahora es complicado. Ahora esto es medio complicado porque todavía tenemos a De Paul, que para mí va a jugar porque es De Paul, el campeón del mundo. Estuvo en el equipo todo este tiempo, tiene mucha experiencia, es un crack. Para mí va a jugar él. Al lado de De Paul, no sé quién más. Al lado de De Paul, obviamente lo confirmado está Nico Paz. Nico Paz, De Paul, con Giuliano ponerle en la derecha, que él siempre juega en la derecha. Y si jugamos un tercer... No, es que no sé si vamos a jugar con un 4-3-3 o 4-4-2. Ponele que jugamos 4-4-2, porque no juega... or not a 4-4-2, like a 4-4-1-1, I guess. 4-4-1-1, 4-4-1-1. Porque si juega Messi, va a jugar Messi con Julián arriba de todos. Like, if Messi plays, Messi would play up top with Julián as a striker partnership. But if Messi doesn't play, then I guess you can put in Thiago Almada as well as like a cam. I don't know. It's complicated. So maybe... Espera, ahora sí tengo que pensar, porque si juega Simeoni, De Paul, Nico Paz, Palacios... No. Si juega Nico Paz con De Paul, I don't know. Who would you guys think? Like, who would you want? Who do you guys think would play in the midfield with Nico Paz and De Paul? Would who would be on the other side? Thiago Almada. So, like, if we play with four midfielders, podemos poner Giuliano, De Paul, Nico Paz, Thiago Almada. Y después, from there, do you put in Mastatuono? And then Julián Álvarez as the 9, porque Julián creo que va a jugar sí o sí, en mi opinión. Lautaro no va a jugar. Lautaro Martínez no va a jugar en ninguno de los dos partidos. Lautaro Martínez is not going to play for any of the games. So now we're kind of cooked. Do we see Angel Correa? Nico Gonzalez is injured or suspended, not injured. So I think like we kind of have to see Mastantuono. So it all kind of depends. I'm saying if Messi starts, then it'd be Messi and Julian, Thiago Almada on one end, and then I don't know how that's gonna be though. Like Messi and Thiago Almada on the same team. I feel like it should go pretty good. Many Argentinians during history have played for Italy. The last one was Mario Camoranese. Fun fact. I had no idea. Off topic, sorry. Wasn't there an Argentinian that decided to play for the Italian national team? Matteo Retegui, if that's the one that you're thinking of. Matteo Retegui is the one that he's doing very, very well. He does very, very well. Yeah, but it's Matteo Retegui. Am I still live? My internet is like very slow. I'm like trying to load up a tab here, and it's not letting me. It's not like letting me load up a tab. If Messi plays, depends. If Messi plays, I don't think Nico will start. Nico. Oh, Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez is suspended. Nico Gonzalez is not going to play for the next 2 games because Nico received a red card against, I think it was Uruguay. He was suspended against Uruguay last time in March, and it's supposedly he's not going to be available for the next 2 games, for this game and for Colombia, because it was a straight red. I'm pretty sure it was like a straight red card. It was stupid too. He came off the bench, and like he just made like a dumbass tackle in the last minute. And he just got a red card. So anyway, I don't know. I don't think. Oh, Nico Paz. My bad. That's on me. But Nico Paz is supposedly it's confirmed that Nico Paz is playing. So we're under the assumption that Nico Paz is going to be playing no matter what. That's what the news say, or that's what the newspapers say. That's what they're saying. Here, let me see if I could pull up something for you guys. No, I can't. I don't know. My internet's acting very slow, so I can't even pull up tabs for you guys. But anyway, I don't know. But if Nico Paz and De Paul play in the midfield, I think it's probably going to be Thiago Almada, and then this is how it'll be. I'm predicting that Messi doesn't play. This is my final guess. I promise you. This is my final guess. We'll do a midfield 3. We'll do Palacios. We'll do Nico Paz and Rodrigo De Paul. Then we'll do Thiago Almada on the left, Julian Alvarez up top with Giuliano Simeone on the right. And then we'll call it there. And so I don't think Messi will play. At least maybe not start. Maybe I don't know if he'll come off the bench, but I don't think he'll start. At least I wouldn't want him to. I think it's preferred for me personally for him not to start. That's my prediction. Yo pienso que Messi no va a jugar. Yo creo que si jugamos con 3 mediocampistas va a ser Ezequiel Palacios, Nico Paz, Rodrigo De Paul, y arriba los delanteros va a ser Thiago Almada de la izquierda como de 7, Julián Álvarez de 9 y Giuliano Simeone de 11. En mi opinión, no importa, para mí lo que sea, no importa quién va a jugar mañana, porque igual estoy contento de ver esta selección jugar. Yo también estoy contento de verlo a ver a todos estos los jóvenes que van a tener la oportunidad de a jugar para la selección y mostrar qué puede hacer. Y like I said, yeah, I'm just very excited for tomorrow regardless. I'm very excited to see Argentina play. I'm very excited to see these young guys play and just prove to us and show us what they can do with this national team. I'm sure they're going to do very, very well, hopefully, especially against Chile. I'm really hoping for the best tomorrow. Thank you guys. We're like about to hit an hour, like well over an hour. But I appreciate you guys for tuning into this. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long. Um, do you think that the 2026 World Cup will be the GOAT's last World Cup? Yeah, no, of course. I think he'll retire after the World Cup next year if he has or if he stays healthy. Oh, predictions. Thank you, Sebastian, for reminding me. Predicciones para mañana. Yo pienso que obviamente vamos a ganar. Yo pienso que obviamente vamos a ganar. I think we're gonna win tomorrow. A ver. I think we're gonna win tomorrow. Let's do. I'm gonna say 3-1. No. I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. I'm gonna say 3-0. 3-0 vamos a ganar mañana. Yo creo que va a ser gol Julián. Yo creo que hace gol Simeone. Y no sé. Y no sé, Thiago Almada. Que Thiago Almada es el tercero. Creo que vamos a ganar 3-0. Para mí tenemos una defensa buenísima. No importa que no está Otamendi. Ojalá que juega bien, lo que sea quien juega, right? Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter who plays tomorrow. I still think we have a great defense. And to be honest, Otamendi is getting very old. So whoever does step up, whether it's Balerdi, whether it's Medina, whether it's Kevin, whoever it is, hopefully they do well. And because they're probably going to be the replacement for Otamendi. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm very excited for it. I'm predicting 3-0. I think we can get the clean sheet. Miami King says 2-0. I think it's totally valid. I think a clean sheet is very like yeah, like I think like we should be able to keep the clean sheet. But yeah, my dog is barking, I think, or he's growling, so I think he wants to go outside. So I'm gonna go do that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Muchas gracias a todos para venir a ver y a compartir tiempo y comentar en este video, en este stream conmigo y con nosotros acá en el chat. Lo agradezco mucho. Normalmente no hago videos o vivos en español, que para mí no, porque mi español no es perfecto, pero intento y intento hacerlo lo mejor que puedo, y para todos los argentinos que miran, que entienden que yo como americano, como gringo, que yo todavía puedo hablar en español y yo puedo seguir la selección y tener esa pasión de mirarlo a Argentina y mirar a la selección jugar. But like, and in English, I'll do it in English and then I'll say bye. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here and being patient with me doing Spanish and English. I was gonna do it for two different separate streams, but honestly, I wasn't gonna say the same thing twice in two different languages. So I'm like, you know what, let's just combine it into one, and then people in Spanish and people in English are able to understand it. Thank you. If you guys don't prefer me to do one over the other, just let me know in the comments after the video. And yeah, let's just hope for I like I said, I'm, even though I'm like an American or I'm American born, I still have my love and my passion and my enthusiasm is always going to be for Argentina. I'm always going to be excited for them to play. I'm always going to root for them, and I'm always gonna love them. I'm always gonna love it and be a proud Argentinian. So thank you guys again for watching, participating. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss next time I go live. I will be live tomorrow after the game, so stay tuned. The game is at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so it's going to be pretty late, but I'll still be live. Don't worry. And we'll do our post-game reaction like we normally do with the Inter Miami games if you guys are new. So make sure you stay tuned tomorrow. It'll probably be around 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, if you are Eastern time. So the live stream will probably start around 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30, depending on how the game goes, I guess, right? So make sure you stay tuned. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss that. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Vamos Argentina, carajo. See you guys.
¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo.